Hello and welcome to Dr. VGP Talk Show.
Namaste, Santishree ji.
Namaskaram andi.
Very happy New Year. Nutana Samvatsara Shubhakankshalu. This is my first interview I'm doing under Global Eye.
Okay,
Media.
very good.
Yes. Thanks for giving me this opportunity. I'm from Chicago, as you know.
Yes.
And I'm very honored to talk to a Telugu lady who is in a most influential position in education, and I would like to ask you some candid questions, and this is not a planned interview. So tell me a little bit about your journey, ma'am. I know you have been so many influential positions, and this is type of a top of the mountain type, and you have been doing a lot of positive changes and very positive influence on JNU. And before you start introducing yourself, I just wanted to let you know that we are so proud of you as a Telugu fellow, and this is such a Augustus moment for us to meet with you, and then say a Telugu fellow is Vice Chancellor of this great university with a lot of history and all that. So, ma'am, please share your journey with us.
Yeah. Thank you so much. I thank you and Global Eye for this opportunity. I'm the first woman Vice Chancellor and the first woman, and I'm a Telugu, but from the state of Tamil Nadu. And also the government, the present government, especially Prime Minister Modi, he broke 3 glass ceilings. Usually this is a bastion of left politics in JNU to a very large extent. And I've been a student of this university. I'm also the first alumnus Vice Chancellor, first student to become a Vice Chancellor. So I would give credit both to the Prime Minister and to the Ministry of Education, especially the Minister of Education, who took this bold step, because it's not easy, because in no way I'm politically connected.
Yes.
I am only a good academic, so they proved that somewhere merit does get recognition. So I thank both the union government and the ministry for this. You ask my journey, I was born in the former Soviet Union, as you know. I was born in Leningrad. My mother was a professor of linguistics there. She started the India Studies program at what is known as the St. Petersburg University now. She taught Telugu and Tamil and Shaivism. She did her PhD in Telugu and Tamil and in Madras University. And so it was because of her there. And my father was in the civil services. So because of that, I came back to India after I was born. I grew up in Madras, or what is called Chennai now. And basically I did till my master's I was in Madras, that is Presidency College, and that is where I knew Vijay very well since my school days.
Yes.
And then I came to JNU for my MPhil and PhD. I began my career from Goa University in 1988, and then came to the Pune University in 1991. So I served Pune University, which is now called Savitribai Phule Pune University, for 32 years before becoming a Vice Chancellor in JNU. So I complete 2 years next month, early next month.
It feels like a lifetime, isn't it?
Yeah, I didn't ever expect that I would be Vice Chancellor of the very university I studied in. Yes, in academics, it's a very coveted post. Yes. So, because it's India's topmost university. Yes. And I would say maybe I started believing more in divinity, yes, Lord Venkateshwara. But so I think it's more that way, I would say. And I'm very happy to be back in my university. Let me tell you, it's a wonderful place. and the staff, the students. We get students from all over the country. That is the greatness of this university. But it is totally funded by the union government. We have still a fees of only 10 rupees and 20 rupees,
Oh, wow.
which is not even how much. For the Americans, it's pence. So you
Yes.
can't compare JNU with what to say Harvard.
Yes.
Because if we take those fees, I think we will do much. We may do better. But please understand, we take 3 pointers, 4 pointers, and 5 pointers and make them into 9, 8, 9, and 10 pointers. So that we literally make a social transformation.
Yes.
And the economically very poor people, very poor students come here. We have what is called deprivation points, especially for women and tribal, then marginalized students and others who cannot afford education. They get extra points because they may not be able to compete with somebody who's from an urban area.
Yes.
So we have those, and so JNU has those benefits. And you know that 2 ministers in the union cabinet
Yes.
are JNU products,
Yes.
Nirmala Sitharaman and
Yes.
Dr. S. Jaishankar,
Yes.
and 50% of the civil service. And we have produced 2 Nobel Prize winners in economics. That is Abhijit Banerjee, who was our student for 10 years, and Amartya Sen, who was a faculty here. So we are very proud, and I think it is a university that has brought the best. And this is what, so I but look at myself as very lucky to be here and being able to contribute to Jawaharlal Nehru University.
Wonderful. This gives roots and also wings.
Yes.
Yes. Comparing this university with other Ivy League universities like Harvard or Stanford or other schools, here I think I'm proudly, as a Indian diaspora, I'm very proud. This university produces free thinkers.
That's right.
See, some of the elite universities, they program the students to think certain ways. And those individuals may not contribute for the greater good of the country. But I think, we hear good things and some of the activism about this university. But I think there are healthy qualities of an educational institution to have, because students need to be free thinkers and they need to make their own decisions, not by the mind washing, type of tactics and all that. And I'm really glad, and it must have been a very proud moment for you as a past student and now leader of the institute. I think you are already making strides. It doesn't feel like you are only here for 2 years. When I met you at Banaras Hindu University and sharing the same platform to talk about diaspora, I'm very honored to be there with you and to be here with you today. And yes, I agree. Your journey has been prepared you for different levels, and you being born in Russia. And actually, there is a funny story I would like to share. When my mom was pregnant with me, and the first space travelers like Valentina Tereshkova, they were visiting India. So my father took my mom to see the team, and then he decided, when I was born, he decided to name me Valentina. Then my grandfather was like, "Oh, no, we have to name our first girl. We don't name the foreign names. We will keep that VASAVI." So that's how VASAVI came about. So there is some common.
No, a lot of coincidence, because I was about 2-year-old at that time when she came to India, and I met her also. I also have a photograph with Valentina Tereshkova, because I was one of the first Indian children to be born in the former Soviet Union in Russia. So that was there. So really, one thing is that JNU gives you I was a free thinker. Do you remember when I was a student, there was the left and we had a group called the Free Thinkers. So meaning we didn't belong to any ideological bloc. And even now, I'm for one who always tells students that multiple narratives have to exist. You cannot have the hegemony of a single narrative. And this cancel culture and wokeism is not good. So that is what we are being brought in. And in JNU, I can tell you that we have all types of groups that are present, and there is an idea of coexistence, which is good. And let me tell you that the democracy is very vibrant in JNU. You can see every other day you will have some, and let me tell you, our students, even on the very sensitive issues like Israel and Hamas, we did not have political protests on the campus. We instead, students organized debates. They called, eminent people to speak on both sides. So that is what is the culture in JNU, and I think I have been able to revive that, and I'm very happy with the work that we are not only social sciences. Many people think we are just a social science or an international relations or foreign languages school. We have half of our schools are science schools. And especially we have life sciences, physical sciences, nanotechnology, biotechnology, molecular medicine. You must be knowing Anand Ranganathan. He's a JNU professor. Most of you know he's a scientist from Cambridge, and he teaches in Jawaharlal Nehru University.
Talking about the humanities and other sciences, they are very important. Nowadays, what I have been seeing, I have been visiting India almost every year for past 15 years. And I'm seeing some very good change and some more room to be improved. So one of the things I'm noticing, people need soft skills, which are very, very connected with humanities. And they need to understand the structure of the society and where we come from and how the civilization came about. Students, they're all into their education and career and how to establish themselves in future. But without having right foundation, because human to human interaction is so important. People don't even see eye to eye when they are talking. They're always on the cell phone or, there is no connection. So one of the things I want to ask you, as a very well-known university, JNU, how does the leadership, just like you, introduce that kind of culture, person to person?
See, one thing is basically we have in-person classes. We are the university in India that has the best teacher-student ratio. We have more than 1,000 faculty for 10,000 students only. And most students are residential because they come from all parts of the country. And another is we have started a lot of skilling. NEP 2020, that is the National Education Policy 2020, which has been, it looks for holistic education. That is mixing latest in science and technology with the Indian knowledge systems. So it is rather what I would put mixing tradition with modernity and realm with region and change with continuity. For example, see, JNU practices innovation with integrity and inclusion, because JNU believes in inclusion, because we believe that the poorest of the poor should be served by the best of education. And the other is entrepreneurship we have brought in with excellence and equity. I wouldn't say equality because everybody is not equal. So it is rather we are pursuing it. So that is why we have, let me tell you, we have students who are children of sex workers, who are coming from very marginalized groups. We have a very strong presence of the LGBTQ, that is the queer community. So, and we respect their differences. That is something this campus follows. And let me say, after I took over, the number of women also have gone up in positions of authority and also in recruitment, because women are seen at the lower positions but not in positions. So I have the first dean of students who is a woman. They thought women cannot be a dean of students. I think women can do it as well as men.
Set up an example, madam.
Yeah.
Yes, you have.
No,
set up an
I
example.
basically believe, I believe in the Indian concept of gender rather than the Western concept, because Western sees man and woman in opposition to each other. I see them like Ardhanarishwar.
Like
We are in harmony.
Yes.
We are like two wheels of a chariot. You need both. You cannot go with one. And I think basically in India also, men also understand it, because I don't agree that, let me tell you, I was brought up by a single parent. My mother died when I was just a 15 days child, and my father never married again. And he single-handedly brought me up. So I don't believe in this concept that men are against women. It was rather my father who told me that, he gave me 3 principles. One, he said, no joint account, no joint property. See, in case if you break up the 5, he said, quarrel starts where money becomes an issue. Third, he said, if you have a choice between the husband and the job, dump the husband. This he told me long ago, and he was no revolutionary. He was a very ordinary, Telugu speaking. And he, who was a civil servant, middle class. But then he taught me a lot of things, how a woman should live in a man's world. So I would rather say the proverb that behind every man there is a woman, they say. I would say behind every woman there is a man.
Yes, exactly. So I can share my experience like that. I have a very powerful father who encouraged female child education and women's freedom, equality, and he explained the personality of male and female, and that I think that's the lack of understanding right now in this generation. Also, the ego comes first without understanding the relationship. That's why a lot of relationships are at jeopardy. But if they have understanding, we both are different, male and female. We have strengths and weaknesses. Why don't we complement on the strengths and learn from the weaknesses and go forward? And you are very fortunate to have a father like that. I wish every girl has a father like that.
Yes.
And a lot of people think I need permission from my dad or my brother or my husband or my son to go out and do something, even though they are financially
independent.
Free and independent. And I feel very sad about that. And but people, as you said, I see the light end of the tunnel. Like more women are coming into more powerful positions, especially in the educational field, because you need to have a trailblazer like you to follow. And education is the foundation of everything. Wherever you want to go, education needs to be there, and especially for the girl child to understand how powerful education can be to place people into the right position to empower others.
No, you're right, because even Prime Minister Modi has called for the Amrit Kal, and there he has said Nari Shakti. And he said it should be women-led development. So here also I greatly believe that, women's, independence or women's thing doesn't mean that we are in any way running down men. We are equal, and each one of us have our own roles to play. Let me also tell you one thing. Whenever I was young also, when I used to go out anywhere, I used to tell my father, Daddy, I'm going. So he used to say, why don't you ask permission whether I can go? I said, if I ask that way, you will say yes or no. If I say I'm going, you have no option. You will say, maybe when will you come back? So, I think one thing he taught me is freedom brings responsibility. He said, just because you want to have freedom, you have to be all the more responsible. And many young girls today don't understand that.
They think that's an entitlement.
Yes, it is not an entitlement. Freedom makes you more, you have to be more mature because you have to understand how you use your freedom.
Exactly.
Many times I've seen young girls who waste their lives. They come to JNU and many of them get into drugs, drinking, waste their very precious years.
Yes.
See that we have undergraduation in languages. And then we have post graduation and research. That vital period of 20 to 30, when they have to make a career, get out, take a job in a very competitive, ruthless world, they are wasting their time. And what happens is, by the time they realize opportunities are gone, time and tide waits where no human being. That is where I want to tell them that, see, freedom doesn't mean that you go berserk. That is something, I think, what my father taught me. He taught me, yes, you can have your freedom, but you should know where to stop. Like my freedom stops where your nose begins. Right? There are very reasonable restrictions which you have to define for yourself. And I think that is how success comes.
Definitely. I agree with you 100% on that. Freedom comes with cost of responsibility. And if you do not learn the responsibility, you have to face the consequences. And they may be good or bad, but when we say consequences, most of the time it's a negative thing. So drugs and drinking, other issues are a big problem, not only here in India, but in US and other European countries. We are seeing more and more. These are directly connected with mental health. Again, going back to the human connection, that is reducing, that relationships are between parents and children. They do not have the healthy foundation. But when they come to the institutions like this, leaders like you, giving them message, it is not good or bad to do these things, but they are the consequences which you need to face. And 10 years from now, you shouldn't be regretting about the decisions you made. And when you put that seed into the young adults' minds, I think they start thinking. That's what the freedom of thinking comes from, I think you are doing a great job.
Thank you.
And before I ask the final question, I have one question for you. And I know your father advised if you have to choose between job and the husband. So I mean, my father also told me, didn't say that like choose the job, but he said, which is your passion? Balance it out. There is no balancing act in life, but we have to compromise on a lot of things, and you have to choose your battles as well. And if you need to give an advice to a young lady or somebody's students, what do you suggest?
See, I basically would say that, one thing, as you rightly said, you took up the issue of children having mental depression. And when I see in JNU post-COVID, mental health has become the major issue on campuses. And this is basically because of the over-dependence on the social media. And also that they think suddenly they come to JNU, so much of freedom. And then they go, many times they make choices and they don't understand that every choice you make, you have a consequence for it. And you're right. As a woman, let me say I've been very lucky even in my spouse. Okay, though when you have children and other things, 90% of the responsibility comes on to you. Though they are very supportive. One thing I would say, most Indian men are not antagonistic. If they know that you are very smart, let me tell you, most husbands like efficient wives. They may not tell you on your face, but they are very happy that you are able to look after yourself, you are able to do things, and the husband doesn't have to do your work. And even if you can economically contribute together, they are happy. So let me tell you, even my husband was been very, very supportive, quietly supportive, and that helps a lot. But bringing up children, I agree with you, was totally my responsibility. So I have just one daughter, and she's an engineer. So there I agree with you. We have to balance, and I believe in balance. I don't believe in walking out on a relationship. Because I agree with you that, I would say it's better to have a known rogue than an unknown.
Yes.
Because see, many people think if you dump this fellow, somebody better you will get. It's not like that.
You will get a new
Yeah, you will get the unknown devil.
Unknown
And in this one, you know what we'll do next.
Exactly.
And also it's because of our reaction.
Yes.
Okay, initially they, let me say, at least I didn't have my husband any time oppose my career.
Yes.
And he always was very supportive, and he's quite proud that I am the first woman Vice Chancellor. Only he doesn't like publicity, so he doesn't come in the pictures because he feels very, he doesn't like the publicity you get. But otherwise, I agree with you, he's been very supportive. You're right, we have to balance, and the woman, it's more difficult. I would also say it's 20 times woman has to be better than a man to reach the same position. It is still there. But things are getting better, but it's still a long way to go.
Exactly. Yeah. I have been following your career here in JNU, Santishree. It's really like you have handled some crucial situations, and ever since I know you little, you are very assertive, but very, you tackle the things with a smile. And at the same time, your discipline and demeanor really gained respect of your staff and the students. Only all the good things to talk about. And I would like to ask you what you want to be your legacy when you move on to the different position.
See, basically, I think I want JNU to have a better infrastructure.
Okay.
Because we are a public university, we are more than 54-year-old, and our infrastructure has been dwindling, and we are totally dependent on the central government. We don't have any receipts. I told you, fee structure is very low. It's as good as you're not collecting anything. So I'm looking out now for private funding, as well as a private-public partnership, and also for corpus funding. So I'm looking to a lot of state governments, where we recently have the Special Center for Tamil Studies. Tamil Nadu government was the first to give for language.
Wonderful.
10 crores they gave as a thing, and now after that Assam gave another 10 crores. And then just now I was in Odisha, and the government of Odisha has also agreed to give for Odia language. They already have the Sarla Das chair, but this will be in the name of Biju Patnaik, their very tall leader. And Maharashtra government is also. So we had only 50 crores in the corpus. So I thought before I leave the university, if I leave a corpus of about at least 250 crores. And also to see, JNU did not take eminence. Many universities which are lower in ranking than JNU got eminence, which was about 1,000 crores from the union government. Now I am pressing the ministry to give us that eminence tax, because so that will bring in about 1,000 crores into JNU's. And you also know that we have about 40 different, JNU has affiliated institutes. Many people don't know that. All the top defense institutes are under JNU. NDA, IMA, so every army person who has a degree is a JNU graduate. So if JNU is anti-national, Indian military has to be anti-national. Okay? So I tell people, don't make terms like that, because you're making it. And then we got, because of Minister of Culture, Kishan Reddy, we got 90 travel and tourism institutes under JNU, hotel management, because of the brand value of JNU internationally. So these are areas where so my first is infrastructure, and second is to get a corpus, so that out of that, the interest out of that will help us to go with many of the works we can do, like, renovation and other things, basic necessities. So that is something that we want to do, and also help other universities. We are getting a very good, the Prime Minister has given us 500 crores for lecture complex and new buildings. and we will get a modern virtual. So we want to have simultaneous lectures so that other universities in and around JNU and also maybe abroad, we can have simultaneous lectures, and where people can benefit from the knowledge system that JNU is able to produce and whatever we have, and we from others. So it's a two-way process. So that is the third. We have become a 5G university. Meaning we have got facilities that we have administration, especially finance and hostel management.
That is very important.
So that everything is online and transparent. So that anybody can just switch on, and entirely our office files is on e-office.
So administration is up to date with the latest technology.
Trying to put paperless. But it takes quite a lot. And recently the government has permitted us to 400 non-teaching positions have been filled by the government of India, and faculty also.
Wonderful.
So that has been very good. And let me tell you, many people think that the present government interferes. No. I will tell you, there has been no interference either from the government or from anybody. And I don't brook it at all.
I know.
And we have been able to get the best faculty from all over India. And I am trying to maintain that diversity.
Yes, ma'am.
Even in faculty.
Yes. I know you are one of the highly influential women in the country, one of the 100 people. So, and also you are number one in the educational field. I don't have any words how proud I feel sitting here with you and talking to you. And give all the women and the girl child some advice to follow.
I would only tell them that follow your dreams. Don't allow anybody to come in the way of your ambitions. Understand freedom has responsibilities, and be responsible for every action you do. Because if you are irresponsible, then that creates a lot of problems. And follow your dreams. Initially you may not get it, but finally you will get it. And let me tell you, merit pays. If I could become JNU VC, anybody can become. If you don't have political connections, also you can become.
That hard work shows the value of it, and also, as you said, divine blessings are also as important as
very see, 99% perspiration, but that 1% you will need definitely you have to be in the right place at the right time.
And you have been an exemplary example of what a female can achieve, and especially in the education field, leading thousands of students and making them free thinkers and great citizens of this great country. And ma'am, thank you so much for giving me your valuable time.
Thank you.
And today we are speaking with Dr. Santishree Pandit. And she's no need for introduction or anything. She is a accomplished and very assertive leader, and hope this message will resonate with all of you who are watching this interview. And I wish everybody great success. And this is VASAVI CHAKKA from Chicago, from Global Eye magazine. Thank you.
Thank you all.